Hello, everybody. This is Linda DeVitas, owner and founder of healingsonthego.com. I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium, certified healer, Reiki healer, dolphin healer, professional space clearer, candle manifestation channeling, dolphin healer, and a lot more. To see what services I offer, please go to healingsonthego.com.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired just listening to all that.
I know,
Woo!
right? I do a whole,
Lord.
I'm a jack of all trades, honey.
You are. You do it all. But I'm just tired.
I would like to introduce my beautiful special guest. She's an actress, stand-up comic, talk show host, singer, and dancer, Theresa Farrell.
Yay!
How are you, my sweet?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
My
I'm excited
pleasure.
to be here.
It's my pleasure. We met on a radio show, and I have to say she's the best person you can ever meet. I remember being so nervous.
I was interviewing you more than once. We've had conversations and then realized you're from Bayside, and that's where I grew up. And then we became friends, and then I got you over here.
That's right. Thanks to you, this is all possible. She is the best person. I remember being nervous, and she's like, don't worry. She was so calming. She made me feel so relaxed. Thanks to her.
Do you remember what I said to you? Do you remember what I said to you?
Yeah,
I said, do you remember?
Go ahead.
Because she was so nervous. I'm like, it's just two girlfriends having a conversation.
That's right. You said, think of me as your best friend. I was like, okay.
That's it.
She's awesome. So please tell us a little bit about what you do.
What do I do? Where do you want me to start?
You're actress.
Acting. Okay. So my mother put me on stage when I was 4 years old. Dancing lessons at Robert Mann Dance Studio in Bayside.
Wow.
And tap dancing. So I've been tap dancing since I'm 4 years old.
Wow.
And then from there, throughout school, I was always involved in the talent shows and any kind of production that was going on. So from elementary school and playing Leontine Price and singing the song Summertime, to high school that's where I really started doing West Side Story. Was the first really major show I've ever done. And then a lot of community theater, and it was funny because I just announced on my show last night how it was theater. It had to do with the theater yesterday, and did Bye Bye Birdie, Fiddler on the Roof, Once Upon a Mattress, and all these great shows. I was never shy. You know what I'm saying? I was never shy.
You're a natural.
Just give me I remember my parents taking us to Florida. I don't know, I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old. And there was a band there. There was a band. And I said to my mother, how come no one's dancing? They're really good. And I remember having 2 ponytails on the side of my head. And I went right out next to the pool, because it was outside. And I just started like this dancing, like go-go dancing, where I'm like shaking my head and my ponytails are going crazy, and I remember people gathering around and watching me, and I was like, I like this. But it was like I was never shy.
That's
ever.
good.
And I was always, outgoing and outspoken. As a matter of fact, outspoken. My father would say to me, you talk before you think, and it gets you, you don't think before you talk, and it gets you in trouble. But that's just me. But I love acting, and I love being on stage. I love performing and entertaining. And and it's progressed, over the years. I've done a lot of small things back in the day, and then I got into comedy, stand-up comedy back in the 90s. Wow. And that was a lot of fun. And then I stopped when I had my daughter, and I put everything on hold. And then 8 years ago I had brain surgery. I had a brain tumor, and I got rid of all the toxic people in my life because they cause stress.
Yes, they sure
And then
do.
I said, you know what? I really want to concentrate now really on my acting and entertaining. And I do stand-up comedy sporadically. If someone asks me to do a show, if I'm available, I'll do it. But more acting than comedy, even though I did do 2 shows a couple of weeks ago, which were great. They were both sold-out shows. But I'm always looking to do something. I don't say no. I'm never home. I always
your husband you have abandoned.
I always who? I have a what? I'm never home. I'm always out. And
That
I'm
is so
always,
funny.
I love people and
Yeah.
doing things and, and always doing something. I don't know, maybe I have this thing that I'm going to miss out on something. I don't know, but I always want to be, out and about and doing something I love because
Exactly.
we're not promised tomorrow.
That's right.
And I wake up every day and I say, thank you, Lord, for giving me another day.
Exactly.
And, and I don't want to waste it.
You're a natural. And do you know that you had past lives as an actress, or you don't know that?
I don't know that.
Yes,
But you'll tell me about
That's
it.
right. You did. I see
Really?
it very
Did I win an
clearly.
Academy Award?
And too bad you did. Too bad I don't know all the actresses like you do, but I can
Really?
feel what you look like.
Really?
Maybe you can guess.
I
I
don't
feel like
know.
you had like a slim, like the way you look now, but a little bit. Your face looks triangle kind of.
Really?
Your eyes were very beautiful, like you are now. And I do feel you're an actress, honestly. I really do. I feel like you came back to do it again because you liked it so much.
Oh, Lord. Am I as successful the second time as I am the first
You
time?
are, and you will be more. Do you know more things are coming up for you?
Don't, Linda, tell me, girl.
Girl, you don't know it. You are going to hit some big breakthroughs.
2023 is going to be a good year, right?
And you're going to see.
I can't
I
wait.
do. I see you getting really big. Well, you are already. Look at you. She's so
I'm
humble.
just, listen, I'm a little fish in a,
Stop
in a
it.
big pond.
She's too humble. Don't listen to her. She
No,
has
it's-
like a whole listing of stuff she does. You could go on and on. If you ever Google her, please do. She has a whole list of movies, Broadway, theater. She's a natural. She's just too humble to admit it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know what it is sometimes, people, every now and then you doubt yourself
Right.
and you question yourself. I think it's natural. And,
Yes, it is.
and it's like, I'll be like, am I really supposed to be doing this? And then, why me? And then it's like, why not me? It can be me. It has to be me. It's in my bones. It's like
It is
I
you.
can't
You
see
were
myself-
born to be an
I know
entertainer.
because I can't see myself doing anything else. And I have done other things, and I've been good at them, but not happy at them. It doesn't
Right.
fulfill me.
It's your passion.
Yes.
And this is what you're here for. I'm getting the chills even talking
Oh my
about
God!
it. You're getting me all excited. But honestly, this is your passion and you are going to go up. There's no way going down.
Yeah, there's only
up.
one way to go.
And more up. And I feel you're getting more roles and a lot more good stuff.
Yeah.
You will.
I hope so. I just went on an audition Saturday night in the city. Actually, it was for a TV series. They made it a movie. It was a movie. And now they want to make it into a TV series. And the director did like my audition a lot, and he liked me as
Of
a person.
course.
And he
Does that
loved my,
surprise you?
and he loved my accent. I'm like, do you want me to get rid of the New York accent? Because I could say talk instead of talk, and coffee instead of coffee. But he said, no, keep the accent. And I was like, great. Because, there's that story that Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny really worked on getting rid of her New York accent.
Oh, wow.
Like, really badly. And then when she got the part in My Cousin Vinny, it was almost where she had to, not reteach herself, but
right.
really allow herself to say talk instead of talk, and dog instead of dog. And it's
She had
like
to retrain
yeah,
herself.
you have to, because if I speak slowly, seriously,
You could do it.
I can totally get rid of my accent.
Wow.
Because everyone's like, I love your accent. And I'm like, what accent? I'm like, what are you talking about? But I can get rid of it if I really speak slowly, and I'm very, self-aware of how I sound.
Yes.
But I'm loud, I'm Italian, and I talk fast, so chances are, unless I have to. It won't
Well, you're
happen.
really good at it, and you can transform yourself like a chameleon. You could do all these traits.
Yeah, did you send Bobby any pictures? I have pictures.
Please pull them up.
I don't know if he has them, but I
Oh.
have pictures of me in. I am a chameleon. I love
Yes,
to
see,
put on.
and that's
I
one of
love
your
to-
animal guides, by the way.
Really?
That's why I brought it up.
I love a good wig, and I have many. I've been a redheaded Southern news reporter, to a gray-haired old Italian woman, to a blonde, busty, ditzy bombshell, and
See?
I mean everything in between. And I really, I love. Not that it's hard for me to act as me or looking like me, but I find it easier to act when I a character and not looking like myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See? Natural girl. She's
That's
a natural.
that's what I found out about myself. I'm more comfortable looking like someone else and not being me than actually being me and being vulnerable, I think.
And you really do get into the character. I saw some
I
of your
do.
shows, and you're awesome. She really
Thank
gets into
you.
it. You're the next Academy Award.
No, listen. I just want
You know it, girl.
My goal is to get an agent, get my SAG card, and to really get on a series, like either a sitcom or a series that runs at least 3 years minimum.
Nice.
Something like that. Just something like that.
You will. This is just your blood. And there's, you have to do it because you love to do it. It's not something like, I have to.
I do it for the, it's funny because a lot of friends, there's a lot of independent people out there that do indie films and indie shorts. And, everyone tries to help each other out.
Right.
And when you're first starting out in acting, you do it because you want to build a resume and you want to get footage to make a reel and put a reel together so people could see your work. So there are a lot of freebies that I've done throughout the years, and a lot of them were friends, and they're like, can you help me out? And listen, not that I don't like getting paid, I do.
Of course, because everyone needs it.
But I do it because it is in my bones, and I love to do it.
Yeah.
I just love doing it.
Yes.
The getting paid is like the cherry on the cake and the
'cause,
bonus.
we all have our bills.
But I don't want to be. Listen, here's the other thing too. It's nice to be rich and famous. I'm not looking for that. I like my anonymity. I like to go to a supermarket and without
they're not
makeup
like,
and
"It's
look
Theresa,
like
oh my God."
crap. I just want to be a consistent working actor. I just want to have some kind of consistency.
And you will.
And I have a lot of friends in the industry who they're not an everyday name. They're not like a Brad Pitt or like George Clooney or Julia. The names don't fall off the tongue, but when you see them, you're like, oh,
that's her.
I know. I've seen that person. I've seen them on this, that, and that. And either they play the best friend, or they play the sidekick, or they're in everything on TV. But and I don't have to be a lead. I mean, it'd be nice, but I don't have to be a lead. Just as long as I'm consistently working on something,
exactly,
then I'm thrilled.
Yeah, and you will. You have a lot coming up, don't you?
I
feel it.
I am on a sitcom.
See?
I am on a sitcom.
Told you she's
it's an indie.
humble.
Again, it's not an indie. It is. I don't want to say indie. I apologize. It is a large production, but it is. I don't know where it's going to get distributed yet, but it's called Recipes for Love, and Daniel Baldwin is in it with Nick Turturro, and I play Rhonda, the neighbor, and I get to keep my New York accent. Which is great because they're like, don't lose it. I'm like, I won't. And so I'm supposed to be going back for season 2.
Oh, nice.
And I know I'm in episodes 1 and 2, so I'm supposed to be going back to Philly. I'm not too sure when, but hopefully that. And I have 5 scripts on my dining room table right now.
Wow.
And it's a matter of who's doing what when and if it's going to happen.
Wow.
Because the first thing is you need the fazools.
Right.
Or clinkers, as my neighbor says. You need the money. You need the
That's
money
true.
to fund the project. Then you get your talent. And then once it's done and it's shot, then it's a matter of where is it going to be seen? Who's going to distribute it? Is it going to be on Tubi or Netflix or Amazon Prime? Or where is it going?
Right.
So, but my daughter.
And it's funny because I was just going to bring her up. Does she have your traits?
My daughter, I'll say daughter. She's like, Ma, because I'll tell her what I'm doing. And she's like, I really don't care until
She is so funny.
you're on Law and Order. Or Law and Order. When you're on Law and Order, then come talk to me. Can you imagine?
She is something.
I am going to get on Law and Order.
Yes, you are.
Eventually, and then I can shut her up.
That's it. She should give you credit.
Yeah.
Your daughter's so funny.
She's
She
great.
makes
She's
me
getting
laugh.
married, you know.
Congratulations.
She's getting married. She thinks she's a Kardashian, my daughter.
You're going to put her on too.
Listen, big Italian family, as you know.
That's beautiful.
All right, so take a normal number for an Italian wedding. My first Italian wedding, because I have had two, 250 people at my first wedding,
Wow.
okay?
God
All right,
bless.
so she hits me with 450 people. And I was like, what? And she's like, well, everyone's divorced, everyone's remarried. Da, 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 da. So I was like, oh my God. And she goes, you know, it's tradition that the bride's parents pay for the wedding.
Oh, gosh.
So I was like, really?
That's a fortune. Good luck.
I said, did you know it's tradition that the bride's a virgin? And that shut her right up. Right up. Shut her right up.
Oh, my God. You are hysterical.
She's giving me material, my daughter. She is. She gives me material.
So now she's got to just zip it.
Well, that's it. Because he came to me and he's like, you know, I want to marry Valerie.
Ah, she's
And I was
beautiful,
like,
your daughter.
You know, like he was asking me permission to ask her. And I'm like, are you sure?
You are hysterical.
You want to marry her? Because she's a pain in the behind. I mean, she is. And then that's when I said, let's figure virgins are distinct like dinosaurs. Extinct.
Right.
Distinct. Can
Well,
you tell them,
nowadays,
they're
it is.
extinct. So I said to her, I said, as long as you live together, just
Yeah.
live together because you don't know nobody until you do.
And that's the new thing
Because
now.
it's so much fun when you're dating. You see each other on the weekends. You quaff. You manscape. You shave everything. Everything's great. Everything's great. You see each other on the weekends. Everything's great.
So
But
you live
when
with them.
until you right
Exactly.
until you're in the trenches, people.
And you got to smell their stinky
And
feet.
you see them every day, and you wash their underwear, and then you're holding
Oh,
their
no.
head when they're sick, and you're getting them a cold. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
said to her, so they're together 7 years, and they're living together a little over a year. And as long as, you know, they're getting along, they make each other laugh still,
Well,
which
that's
is nice.
good. That's good.
And, you know, they were friends first. They've known each other since middle school.
Wow.
And they were friends first. So Stephen LaRose
Ah.
is going to be my son-in-law.
Congratulations to your beautiful daughter and
excited.
your son-in-law. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Does she have your traits like to act or no?
Well, no. She's very creative and artistic.
That's awesome.
She's an artist and she's very creative. She is funny. There are times when she is funny, but she looks like her father in drag. Like I had nothing to do with it. It's very, very sad. But she's a really cute girl.
She's
you know,
pretty.
yeah,
I've
she's
seen
beautiful.
pictures. She's
She
a
is.
beautiful girl. God bless her.
Thank you.
Ah, I'm so happy for her. Awesome. And nowadays, you know, they just move in. Forget about engagement. They move in first. That's what I heard.
Well,
you move in
they
for a
did,
while,
but he
and then
knew
they
he
get.
had the intention.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, you know. So.
Yes, and that's awesome. So what?
Take a break.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back right after these messages. More with Theresa Catastrati Farrell.
Kenneth Tracy, Kenneth Machi, whatever you want to say.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. which is available. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back with my favorite actress, Theresa.
Ooh, she's got a favorite actress. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
I'm sharing the show. Go ahead, you talk.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please do like and share. We'll really appreciate it. Share and like. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, what age did your health start getting affected?
Oh, Lord, girl.
Very young?
Very, very young. Very young. I've had a lot of medical issues my entire life. Yeah, my first surgery was when I was 4 years old. Yep, I had to have my tonsils removed.
Wow.
My mother said I snored so loud I woke up the neighborhood.
Oh, you poor thing.
And I had to have my tonsils removed. So that was my first surgery, and I remember getting it done, and being young, and I remember my throat really feeling horrible, but I remember them giving me ice cream. They gave me a lot of ice cream. That's when I fell in love with ice cream. Like Dolly Madison was my best friend, and today Ben and Jerry come over a lot and they visit. I just love ice cream. And so, but it was weird because every 10 years I would have a surgery.
Wow.
So my first surgery was in 78.
Wow.
Then my second surgery was in 88. And I had a tumor on the left side of my pelvis. So I had that removed. And then in 98, I had my, I'm trying to remember, I'm sorry.
Don't worry, take your
I
time.
go back. 68, now I'm aging myself. 68, I had my tonsils removed. 78, I had a hernia. Okay, at 14. Who gets a hernia at 14? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So it was 68 tonsils, 78 hernia, 88 tumor on the left side of the pelvis.
Oh my God, you poor thing.
98, I had, what did I have in 98? Because I had, my thyroid had to be removed.
Wow.
So I had that removed because I had 2 nodules and a cyst.
Oh.
And they didn't know if it was cancer. And when I would eat something, I would choke. And they, I was like, after 2 painful biopsies, they still couldn't tell if it was cancer or not. And I'm like, listen, do they belong there? No. Can they become cancer? Yes. So take it out. Yeah. And then, so that was 98. And then 2008, I had, well, I'll just continue from there when I had, because dates are crazy with me, but I also had my gallbladder removed, and I've had, I've come close to dying 5 times in my life.
Wow, your exit points.
Yeah,
wow.
And my girlfriend's like, you know, you're like a cat with 9 lives. And thank God, I don't know, God doesn't want me yet. I'm still here
Sorry,
doing
he doesn't.
what I need to do. But
you have a lot to do.
But when I went in for the gallbladder surgery, it was just routine gallbladder. And they wanted to do an endoscopy to take pictures to make sure it was the gallbladder before they removed it, which, hello, that's an important thing to do.
Exactly.
But what they didn't tell me was that they were going to add fluid to my system to take clearer pictures. So when I woke up, I remember waking up, choking, like coughing. I felt like I was laying in ice water.
Wow.
My blood pressure dropped to 70/40.
Oh my God.
And I remember all of a sudden having an out-of-body experience. I was standing at the end of the bed watching them prop me up to take x-rays. And I felt very calm and very serene. And I felt like if my grandmother came to get me right now, I'd be okay with it.
Wow.
And I remember telling me, and I was in the hospital for, what happened was the fluid that they put in my system went straight to my lungs, and they gave me pneumonia. And I was in the hospital for 2 weeks on oxygen. And I told my mom the story of me watching them, and it was the craziest, weirdest thing. And she goes, "What do you mean you're okay to go with my mother? What do you mean you're okay? You have a little 2-3-year-old. What are you ready?" And I says, you know, that's how I felt at that moment.
Wow.
I was in 2 major car accidents. I have 3 herniated discs in my neck. I fractured my sternum. I was bedridden for a month. They didn't know if I did nerve damage or not. Wow. And then, I mean, I just, and then 8 years ago, this past Sunday, I had a brain tumor.
Wow.
And I had to have brain surgery. So I have 2 titanium plates right here, and I joke around. I
you
say
poor
I get
thing.
free Wi-Fi wherever I go.
You're so funny.
But as I'm washing my hair a couple of years ago, I'm like, what the heck is this? And this thing is actually protruding from my head. And I go to the doctor, and he said it's one of your bolts, and it has to do with the scar tissue around the, area. But it's normal. I was like, there's nothing normal about me, but that's another story. So 8 years ago, that's when I really decided to get rid of all the toxic people in my life, because toxic people cause stress, and stress shortens your life. And then I really went gung-ho with my career. And thanks to Bob Nelson, shout out to Bob Nelson, who I love dearly, he put out that he was looking to do improv at a club for 6 weeks. And I love Bob Nelson to death. Wow. And I was like, Bob, I can do 4 weeks out of the 6 because I'm going to be in Florida for 2 of them. And he's like, come on down, Theresa. And it was great because there weren't too many women that actually went down for this. So he used me a lot up on stage. And for me to work with someone who I admire like that and look up to as a comedian was fabulous. So he like really got my career kick-started again as far as comedy goes. And then it just progressed there into the acting. And then last procedure I had, everything went fine. It was great. Everything was great. And 3 days later, I go to see the doctor, and everything's fine. I'm just tired. You're tired. Yeah. You're tired. You're still recovering from the anesthesia, and you're just tired. And day four, I woke up, and I could not pick my head off the pillow.
Oh, wow.
So I call my daughter Valerie, and she comes in and she goes, Ma, you don't look too good. So I said, let me call Aunt Janine, my sister Janine. And my sister saved my life that day.
Wow.
Because what I didn't know was, as soon as she saw me, she's like, I'm calling 911. I go, no, because they're going to take me to the nearest hospital. Right. And I wanted to go back to where all my doctors are, right. My hemo, my gyno, my endo, all my doctors are in one hospital. So it took a while to get me in the car, because every time I picked my head up, I would faint.
Oh my God, you poor thing.
What I didn't know was, on the way to the hospital, that my sister said to me, say the Lord's Prayer. Just say the Lord's Prayer. So I was saying the Lord's Prayer almost like I was meditating. And she had me, lying back in the chair. And when we got to the hospital, she's going, we need a gurney, we need a gurney. And this girl comes with a wheelchair, and she takes one look at me, and she goes back inside, and she goes, we need a gurney, we need a gurney. And I get on the gurney. And this is what I found out, people. The human body holds 10 to 12 pints of blood.
Wow.
I was bleeding internally, and I didn't know it.
Oh my God.
I only had 2 pints left in my
entire
body.
Oh my God.
Every vein in my body was collapsed.
Oh my God.
And if the vascular surgeon wasn't standing where she was standing there that day because she put a PICC line in my groin, I wouldn't be here talking to you today.
Oh my God.
And I get a little emotional about it because I have had these episodes in my life where I've come so close to dying between that time, and I was in CCU for 3 days, and they didn't think I was going to live.
Wow.
All I heard was more be positive, more be positive, more be positive, because they gave me 7 units of blood, they gave me platelets, they gave me plasma. They put 22 pounds of fluid in me.
Wow.
And I don't know, I just, by the grace of God, I'm here.
You're a warrior. God bless you. You're a miracle. Really?
I am a walking miracle.
Yes,
and
you
then
are.
when the vascular surgeon came to see me a couple of days later, she goes, wow, you're still here.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
that's amazing.
I am. And it's a crazy story, right? It's
well,
just
thank
insane.
God you're here, because we love you,
but
Theresa.
that's why I thank God every day. I don't take anything for granted.
Because you know what
I don't
it feels
because
like.
I know I literally between the out of body experience and really you feel yourself slipping away.
Wow.
And knowing that I came that close to death more than once, especially, the car accidents and when my blood pressure dropped to 70/40 and having every vein collapse in my body.
That's just a miracle.
It's insane.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I'm a very blessed person, and I don't take anything for granted. And I have the best family, and I have the best friends, and they all, I know, love me and they support me. My sister saved my life that day.
Wow. Thank God for her.
She did. She saved my life that day. If she did not do what she did, I would have died. I would have died.
Wow.
I would have bled out and not.
Oh my God! What a nightmare.
Not have known it.
Wow,
so
that's horrible.
It's and it changes you. I think it changed me as a person to where I appreciate things more. I mean, I was always me. Mm-hmm. But I think now it's like me to the 10th power. I just embrace everything. I want to do everything. I don't want to miss out on everything.
You see, because time is limited, exactly.
It is. No one's promised tomorrow.
That's right.
And, when you walk out that door, you're not promised to come home.
Right.
And I'm still blessed to have my parents. My dad is 88. My mom's going to be 85.
Wow,
I mean,
God bless.
I'm so blessed to have them.
Exactly.
And, they're in Florida right now. They're winter, snowbirds, but they're coming back in May. And, and then we have, the blessing of my daughter getting married. And
when is she getting married? This year?
She's getting married the day before Thanksgiving, 11/22/23, because it's the cheapest day of the week. And when you're having 450 people,
wow,
you can't have it on a Friday, Saturday night because it's like a prime. It's like it's still crazy money though. I think a lot of companies, they're trying to make up for all the money they lost during COVID because now they have all these different tack a 20% thing on this and this and that and this, and then they do things a la carte. If you want to cut your cake, you want to cut your cake. Oh, that's another fee.
Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah,
it should be included in the wedding. Come on.
I know, that's ridiculous.
Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Ridiculous.
And then give her the chapel. She's getting married at the hall, so throw in the chapel. Do you know what I'm saying?
They're too much. But 22 is a master number, so is 11. So those are very powerful numbers.
we like powerful numbers. We sure do.
There are lots of good luck.
11, 22, 23, and you know what? It's going to be here before we know it.
Yes.
It is. It really is.
The days fly by
already.
Look,
hello. Well, next week is April.
Can you believe that? It's almost Easter.
And we went an entire winter without shoveling.
That's a miracle altogether.
I'll take rain over snow any time of the week.
Exactly. We're going to go on another quick commercial break, and
we are. Don't go away.
We'll be right back. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in with my favorite actress, Theresa Catastrati Farrell. I say it my way, right?
Look, it's is Tracy.
Ken is Tracy.
Ken is Tracy.
Ken
and
is
you
Tracy.
pronounce it the way it's spelled. It's easy.
And please find her on Facebook where you can see her amazing stuff.
Find me. It's I'm under Theresa Canistraci Farrell on Facebook. You could also find Theresa Farrell, but there's not too much on that. Tea Time with Theresa is also on there. On Instagram, it's teresa.c.farrell. And yeah, and then you could Google me.
Go ahead.
You can find me on
That's
Google.
where I was spying on her.
Google me, yes. And you could go to my IMDb page. And right now I am, with the help of Michael Norton, shout out. Michael Norton, I love you. He is helping me put together a website.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, girl, I need one.
Well, that's good because
Yes.
that's what I was going to ask you about your movies. Which one is your favorite?
My movies, my movies. I've done so many of them now.
I know you have.
Listen, they all hold a special place in my heart. Every character I do, I embrace. I don't know. I mean, I love them all.
You do, yeah, because they're all different, right?
I do. They're all different, but I like a challenge. So, like I said, when I have to really transform myself into somebody, that's what I like. That's what I like to do. I mean, Bobby and we filmed. I had to play a Southern news reporter. I have red hair, and I play a Southern news reporter, and that was a lot of fun. That I did that. Technically I can show it, but I won't. But Bobby has something else that he could play with, which I did with John LaRocchia, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, I like them all. I really do. I've done a lot of different things over the years. I don't know. I just.
You're amazing, girl. What does your husband think when you're never home?
Well,
is he complaining?
That's how we stay married.
Does he
Because I'm never home. I joke around in my stand-up. I'm married because of medical benefits. With all the medical issues I have, it's like $1,200 a month.
It's a fortune.
So I have to stay married to this man because you never know what's going to happen with me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You
never
got to
know.
keep him as your safeguard.
You never know. You never know. I cook, I clean, I do his laundry. I get medical benefits.
That's it.
That's the trade-off.
Would he mind, like, let's say you had a romantic part and you had to make out with someone, would he get mad?
I don't know, and I don't think I care.
I know, right?
No,
look,
it's
it's
work.
a role.
It's
It's a role.
It's work. It's work. That's what it is. Listen, someone's got to do it, and if it's me,
That's it.
no, it's me. What
It's
are you
a
gonna
role,
do?
it's your job.
When the director yells cut, es finito.
Finito la música.
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
And then you're out of there.
It's done. It's over with. Unless it's like,
Exactly.
Vincent Spano or Antonio Sabato Jr.
Oh, forget it.
There's other people I can list, but I just won't. You know what I'm saying? There's like a laundry list of people who, when the director yells cut, I might not
You might not stop, be honest.
You know what I mean? There's a couple actor friends that I have that, if I had to do a scene with,
You're hysterical. He doesn't have to know everything, right? He doesn't even watch it, I'm sure. He's in his own world.
No, he is. He's with his music. He does his own thing.
Yeah, that's it. Just you do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do. I
And
like
keep it
that.
going.
Oh, and my new mantra is let go and let God.
That's a good one.
That is my new mantra because you know what it is? People, you can't sweat the small stuff.
That's right.
Please don't sweat the small stuff. And you can only get upset over the things you can control, not the things you can't.
Exactly.
So that's my thing. Because when I went on that audition, and when you submit an audition, virtually, you can make yourself crazy thinking about it and be like, okay, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I auditioned for a part for Discovery ID Network, and it's like a whodunit kind of thing, reenactment. It's an investigation. Someone gets killed, and my husband gets killed, and they bring me in to interrogate me because they think
you slaughtered him.
I might have something to do with it. So I did the audition, and I have to say, it was a great audition. I'm just letting you know. It was great. And you know why it was great? Because I got the part.
Oh, that's good. Congratulations.
Thank you. But the bad news is I lost the part.
Why?
I'm glad you asked me. I'm going to tell you. Because I don't sit on my phone. Some people sit on their phone. I don't sit on my phone. And that particular night, I made dinner. I put my phone away. I made dinner. I did what I had to do. And then I got ready because actually someone was interviewing me virtually. My friend Loomis. Shout out to Loomis. And so I did the interview. And by the time I put on my pajamas and sat on the couch and just exhaled and I picked up my phone, I got excited because I was like, oh my God, I got the part. I'm going to be on, I think it's on Discovery ID Network. I'm going to be on TV. Maybe I'll shut my daughter up, even though it's not Law and Order. And then I was like, oh no.
You missed the call.
No. They had sent the email asking me, could I get COVID tested the next day?
Oh.
And because I didn't sit on top of my phone that night and I didn't answer them right away, the email came in at 6. I didn't read the email till 4 hours later.
Oh.
So I sent them an email right away. I was like, yes, I'm available tomorrow. I could get COVID tested. I'm available. I'm sorry. I was being interviewed. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing. And then the next day, Ralph Bracco, shout out to Ralph Bracco, excuse me, he said, send them another text and another email, and I did, and nothing. So I went from the highest high to the lowest low.
It's okay, but it was only 4 hours later, though.
I know, but in this industry.
Oh, you got to be quick, yeah.
And I have to say, again, I said I got to let go and let God, because it wasn't meant to be.
Exactly.
And maybe there's something else around the corner.
Yeah.
You can't obsess over things.
You can't.
Because no matter how, listen, they say when you make plans, God laughs. And I believe it, because he's ultimately the one behind the steering
Exactly.
wheel.
There was
we
a
can
reason.
make all the plans we want. We don't know if it's going to end up the way we plan it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
It was all meant for a reason.
Yeah.
It's some kind of
to
way.
get me really excited and then get
For
me
no
really
reason.
upset. I don't know.
Who knows? Something.
Who knows?
Wow. Well,
hello, Ann. Can I shout out to Ann? Ann, I love you.
She's the best. She always watches all our shows.
I love her. Love her to death. She is a beautiful, wonderful supporter.
She is. And she
she's like my Playtex. You know what I mean? You're a big supporter.
And
really.
we love you.
Aw, sending hugs. Love her.
Hi, Lorraine. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Please do comment so we know that you're on.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Helen. Thanks for tuning in.
Aw, that's great.
We love you, Ann. She's so sweet. She is on all the shows, and she always supports everyone.
She's great. I'm going to be on Laughter Saves Lives tomorrow night, just to let you know, Ann.
What time? I forgot what time.
At 8 o'clock, right, Bobby? 8 o'clock, Laughter Saves Lives? 8 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll be on Laughter Saves Lives with John LaRocchia. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So what other roles do you like? Tell me more about your roles. I love hearing about them. Were there any romantic ones?
Not yet.
Okay, that's in the works.
You see it happening?
Pucker up.
Do you see it happening?
Well,
I better moisturize.
I see you getting more roles.
I better moisturize.
Get ready to pucker up.
Yeah? All right. All right.
I do feel a dark-haired. Well, we'll talk about that another time.
Oh, girl, I can't wait to hear what you have to tell me, really. I am, right now I have, like I said, I have about 5 scripts on my dining room table. One is a short.
Wow.
Called Joey. And that's with Jerry Landy. Shout out to Jerry Landy, because I love him to death, and he's got a lot of things on the works that I'm so grateful for that he wants to bring me in on.
Well, that's nice. Awesome.
So I'm really looking forward to working with him. And then Omar Moore, shout out to Omar Moore. I did 2 series with him. One's called Paper. I play a secretary, and another one is called Me and My Nuts, which is a comedy, and I also play a secretary in that too, the doctor's secretary / assistant, and that's a comedy and very funny. So shout out to him. And then hoping to work with Marcus Reyes. Shout out to you. I'll be sharing the show to everybody I mention. And Michael I'm not going to say his name right, and he's Italian. I'm Italian. I should say it right. Michael L. How about if I say Michael? Michael L. Michael I'm going to say it right. I'm screwing up your name, Michael. I'm sorry. But I did his movie, Horsetown, and hopefully we're going to have a screening for that in the spring coming up.
Awesome.
And then Michael Massimillo. George Massimillo. Oh my God. George Massimillo. I'm very tired, people. George, I did a movie with called It's Love Bro.
Nice.
And I can't wait to see that. I play a mom. Frank Fiella plays my husband, and it's very funny. And I'm kind of like an overbearing mom, and I'm worried about my grown son. And I live in Florida, and he doesn't, and I want him to move down and be closer to me so I can, like, keep an eye on him and make sure he's okay. You know, like what mothers do. We worry.
All the time.
So shout out to George. And, and then I'm doing part of Bensonhurst Boys, which is a series with John Marola and Ralph Bracco and Mike, and we're doing that. They filmed the pilot, and so hopefully start back up in the spring with that. And then I know Sarah Martin wants to do a short with me, and got a lot of things going on. And then Joe Cirillo is going to be casting something soon that hopefully I'm going to be in.
Awesome.
So again, you know, it's like throwing spaghetti up against the wall and seeing what sticks. That's what it is in this industry. You know, you never know when you're going to be working, when you're not going to be working. And the TV series that I auditioned for on Saturday night.
Awesome.
I'm hoping that I hear something in 2 weeks. Joe D'Onofrio from A Bronx Tale was in the movie.
Nice.
Shout out, Joe. It was great seeing you Saturday night. It was a beautiful surprise. So, yeah, I have a lot of things in the works. I have, but it's just a matter of, you know, what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, who it's going to happen with.
Exactly.
You know, and like, you know, because my mother would say, you know, when are you going to get a real job?
That is a real job.
You gotta get and I said to my mother, listen to me. It's not a matter of if something's going to eventually happen. It's a matter of when. Because I feel it in my bones.
That's when it's always accurate.
You know, I really do. And I know that I don't want to do anything else.
Well, this is for you. This is your job. Celebrity stardom.
Celebrity stardom.
That's right.
Gosh.
I wanted to ask you, when you dressed up as an older woman, what was that about?
Oh, the old lady.
Yeah, the old lady.
I don't know if Bobby wants to play that video if he found it, but I played an Italian woman. It's a huh? Oh, okay. It's a little parody that John LaRocchi and I did. Why Italians put plastic on their furniture. How it came to be. And I have on the gray wig, and I have on I talk with an Italian accent, and it's very funny. It's very funny. During the pandemic, my girlfriend sent me this thing about you had to post love something with love, like love something. I can't remember. We had to post 7 pictures in 7 days of like the person you love. So right away I'm thinking, this is during the pandemic. During the pandemic, or I should say right after the pandemic, there were either going to be a lot of divorces or a lot of pregnancies.
Yeah, because everyone's stuck at home.
And a lot of people changing their professions, changing jobs. Because we all learned a lesson during COVID, you know. Are we happy where we are? We're not happy where we are, and if we want to do something about it. So it was like posting 7 pics in 7 days. It had to do with love or something. You know, like years ago we had chain letters. So right away I'm thinking, how can I make this funny? So I put on this red wig, like it's got like a bouffant from the 50s. And I came up with this character from Brooklyn or the Bronx. And I'm like, these love pics. I don't want to do love pics. I got to live with this guy. Are you kidding me? Love pics. Who wants to put up love pics? And like I go on and on and on about it. Another time, we had that storm, and it was really, really, really windy out, like bad. So what do I think of? I'm like, I have a Dorothy costume in my attic. I'm going to put it on and go outside. and the wind's blowing and it's blowing, and I'm like, where are we? Toto, where are we? And I'm like, where are we? Wantor? Where the hell is Wantor? And I just crazy stuff that comes to my head, and I'll, just do. And sometimes I just entertain myself.
You're hysterical.
And then sometimes I put it out there for other people to see.
Ah.
And then I do Bat Boy, A Yankee Miracle, which I have to talk about that. It's the true story of Ray Negron, and in the you have to come see that. In the first half of the show, I come out in a very dark wig and I play Aunt Olga, Ray's Puerto Rican aunt, and I find my son shot dead. So it's a very, very dramatic, traumatic scene. And my girlfriend Grace is like looking around the audience, and she's like, people were actually crying. And I'm like, good, because I want their heart to break with mine. And in the second half, I come out as this ditzy blonde playing the marshmallow salesman's girlfriend who Billy Martin punched out. And I leave everyone laughing.
Wow.
And a lot of the times they don't know it's me doing both roles.
Wow, you're good. You're a multi-talented girl.
Which is fun,
Well, thank you so much for being on. It was such a pleasure and honor.
It went so fast.
I'm looking at the time. I'm like, soon it's going to be 0.
It went so fast. This went so fast.
It did. See, we had a great time as usual.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you. And yes, we have to talk after the show. I want details.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do find her on Facebook and all her.
Yes, just Theresa Canastracey Farrell on Facebook. You could go to teresa.c.farrell on Instagram and just Google me. Google me, you'll find me.
And you can find me at healingsonthego.com, Facebook, Linda DeVitis, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great night.
Ciao.